Cold before I went in. Sorry, I got my skins on. Huh? Sorry, I got my skins on.
Afternoon, everybody. Obviously, Rob and Alun Wyn for you. Everything on Top Table's live. So any questions of either of those, please?
Rob, how confident are you of the fitness of George North and Dan Bigger? What sort of training have they been able to do?
Well, George hasn't done too much this week. Dan has done a couple of sessions. To be honest, Nick, it's about the mental aspect going into the game. As you're aware, 6-day turnaround. We've come back from Italy late on Sunday night and tried to best prepare as we can as a side. The boys did cryotherapy on Sunday evening. I think that was, what time? 1 o'clock? Half 1. So, we've tried to prepare best as we can. Those two players will be given every opportunity to be fit. And I think that, they're two experienced players. They're important players for us. George in the wide channels and Dan's through, his experience and leadership. So we're giving him every opportunity to be fit.
Do you draw the deadline then at the captain's run or on the day of the match?
No, we'll go to the day of the game. I think that pretty important is a big game. Both players want to be part of that game, as you'd expect. We've prepared as best we can. The 6-day turnaround certainly in terms of focused our minds. But the good thing is we've been here before, Rugby World Cup with the short turnarounds which we had. We're well in terms of our GPS data, looking at where we're at. And we've got extremely motivated players and looking forward to the challenge that England will bring us on Saturday.
How much of a challenge did Sam Davis put in to get a starting place regardless of Dan's fitness?
Every coach will tell you it's about your 23, it's about your 36. We feel that when you look at the number of caps off the bench and the experience that we've got and the talent, obviously we've changed the two props, the 6-day turnaround in terms of the desire and their application that they brought, and we're looking for them as they came on to start. Sam is a fantastic player. He played different, but that's the impact that you want from your bench. Dan played particularly well first half, 2 try-saving tackles, fronted up, and it's nice to have 2 quality 10s and obviously Owen to be giving us headaches.
Taylor Falatau coming onto the bench, was there any temptation to start him, or was that not a possibility given the length of time he's been out?
I think it speaks volumes of our back row when you see us releasing Thomas Young, who's been one of the informed 7s in the English Premiership. When you've got Tipuric, Warburton, Falatau, Moriarty, I think that the quality and the experience in that back row will have a significant impact on the game on the weekend. So I think that Toby coming off the bench, he hasn't played for a period of time. It doesn't look like that in training, though, in fairness to him. His deft touches, his ability to beat defenders, and we'll be looking for the same impact from Toby as we had with the bench on the weekend. So it's about the 23, and I'm sure that all will have a huge part to play on the weekend.
Talking about impact off the bench, obviously the 2 props were rewarded for their impact off the bench. Is it presumably more difficult to do that from the start of the game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think when you look back in terms of the 2 weeks preparation, you've got players who aren't in our camp for a period of time. Obviously, Tom Francis had to go back. As I said to you before the Italy game, Thomas played well in the autumn. Obviously, he went back to train with Exeter. Samson was here all week. Horses of courses, and we prepared a team, best prepared for Italy. And likewise, we feel that having looked at the impact off the bench as well as a 6-day turnaround, it was a common sense decision really to give one player in particular, Rob Evans. I thought that the way he's played for the Scarlets against sides in the Champions Cup, he continued his form. The challenge for every player now is obviously make an impact off the bench. Is far different starting international rugby, and that's the challenge.
What did you make of the England selection?
As expected, really. I think that they've gone 15 games unbeaten. Their side playing with confidence, a huge amount of self-belief, and they've got across the line against France. And I think that there was, in the first games of the weekend, there's almost a rustiness about you, and certainly I think that we saw elements of that, but I got no doubt that they will be ready for this game. We tried to prepare over the 2 weeks before Italy a little bit about England as well. I think that we understand momentum, we understand experience of our players, and as we say, looking forward to a kick-off on Saturday.
They haven't told you what they want to do on the roof yet, so they messing you around, do you think?
No, it's closed, isn't it?
You've had that through now.
Well, no. Well, Eddie has said it's open or closed, so he doesn't mind. So as far as we're concerned, that it's closed. So I'm just obviously he's got 450 today. We'll find out. So.
Said apparently today he's going to give you a rating.
Oh, there we are. So we'll wait for a phone call from Eddie. 450. So look, I was quite. My views before the tournament that we'd love to play in the closed roof in light of the bonus point system. That changes things dramatically, I think, and we're happy, with the roof being closed.
Alan, what are your thoughts on this particular England lineup? Unbeaten for a while, but what was your assessment of them first time out?
I think they showed obviously that they can withstand the pressure coming from behind or being in an arm wrestle. As was mentioned, their impact off the bench and the clinical nature that they showed in the previous 14-15 games. So it's everything we've seen prior to this tournament. So yeah, it's probably not the start they wanted, but a lot of teams will be the same, because as we go through the tournament, teams will undoubtedly get better.
What do you make of the selection in the back row? Obviously great players, but shorter in experience than you are in that department?
Yeah, so if you want to say that, I think probably the numbers will say that, but I think, again, going back to the success they've had with the players they've had, with Clifford coming into the back row, I know what a quality player is, having a friend who plays in the same team with him over there that rates him quite highly, so we know what quality's coming into that back row, irrelevant of experience.
And were the events of 4 years ago going to play any part in the team preparations, do you think, in terms of bringing back good memories?
No.
Showing you what you can do?
No.
No temptation to go for that?
No.
Rob, tell us about the contingency plans if Dan and George don't play or aren't fit. Has Sam Davis been running as if he's going to start in training this week?
We run a 23 or 36-man squad. Everyone has been jumping in and out, so it's, as purely said to Nick, it's about trusting your 23, trusting your 36. So, obviously, spoke to Aaron Major regarding Leicester, the situation with Owen Williams, and he's obviously understands the situation. So, look, I think that there's no excuses from us regarding our performance on the weekend. We've trained as best as we can with a 6-day turnaround and looking forward to playing one of the best sides, if not the best side in the Northern Hemisphere at this moment. Their form says everything about England. You admire their strength and depth. You admire, as Alun Wyn just mentioned, the strength and depth off the bench and the impact they made against France. So, we have to be, as I mentioned on previous occasions, we have to be on our A game on the weekend. And, it's a game which we look forward to. It's the second game in the Six Nations, and we've come through a difficult away game with difficult conditions first half, and we feel that we're in good shape and excited and ready for the challenge.
And on that point about the bench, a lot to be made of England's bench. Eddie Jones calls his replacements finishers, not replacements. Do you feel you've got a bench with the likes of Faletau, Roberts and Davis on there that you can go toe-to-toe in that final quarter?
Yeah, the last 20 minutes are pretty key, I suppose, particularly from our perspective. when the game sort of loosens up, maybe in the last 20. So that happened out in Italy. It's not always the case. I think when you look back at Wales-England games at the Millennium Stadium, the Principality, there's been probably 6 or 7 points in it really. When England have gone on to win the game, so it's almost going to be a tight affair, and we expect no different on the weekend. It's a game that players, supporters, coaches look forward to, and it's another challenge for us.
And finally for me, is that where you feel Sam Davies might be more of an asset when the game is breaking up rather than starting a match? No,
with the 6-day turnaround, obviously with Dan as well, I think like Sam can start. He played in the autumn, and we're confident with Sam starting. We just feel for this game. The experience, when you look at that side, spoke about experience in Italy, and the experience will come to the fore again against England. And I just believe from a coach's perspective, it's one of the key ingredients when you're playing championship competition, and the Six Nations and experiences have counted for us on occasions. Is up to us as coaches and players to bring that experience to the fore. If we do that, we engage the crowd, and it's one of the best crowds in the world to play in front of, particularly when you play in England.
Rob, can I just clarify, you mentioned Owen Williams there, so are you retaining him in camp as a kind of 23rd man? Do you have to get agreement?
No, I've spoken to Aaron Major, so at the moment we've released him because we're very confident that Dan will make it. If anything occurs, mishaps in the next 24 hours, obviously Aaron is well aware of the situation, and we had that conversation yesterday.
Alan, Rob just mentioned about the crowd. How important will they be, and how much different is the atmosphere for this occasion?
I think it means a lot to a lot of people. I think, it would be a pretty small-minded approach if we started talking about bragging rights and all that sort of thing. I think in the grand scheme of the competition, it's another game, but obviously, as I said, it does mean to a lot of, the game does mean a lot to a lot of people. We're able to share that. Hopefully we can share it in a positive manner. I think we're very fortunate to have a stadium that is suitable or adds to the occasion, like you say, but ultimately the rugby has got to be the focus, and hopefully we can do the occasion justice, like you say.
Do you spark the crowd off, or do they help you get you going to begin?
Well, hopefully we all got one thing in common: we're proud of a nation. It's down to us on the pitch to show that, and hopefully they can respond in kind.
Alun, like it or not, the roof has been a big talking point this week. As a player, does it make any difference to the sound? Can you tell the difference when you're out on the pitch, whether it's open or closed?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. When it's closed, it's obviously it's not claustrophobic, but I think there's essentially no escape for anyone or anything, and I think sometimes that's a great place to be, whether you're an away team or a home team. I think it's a sort of occasion, as we're saying, what you want to be involved in, and I think we're very fortunate to have that ability to keep it closed or open.
We're all done. Thank you very much. Rob.
What do I do now rather than go down and come back up?
No, because he's downstairs anyway.